Hi everyone. Thank you so much for everyone that was just bidding. We just made a lot of money towards type 1 diabetes. I'm a type 1 diabetic, and to see one smile on Anna's face, it just realizing that we were so close to a cure, it really means a lot. I'm honored to be the Fund Cure speaker this evening. My name is Caroline Carter. I'm 18 years old. I'm an athlete, I'm a singer, I'm a student, a drama geek, and I am a diabetic. But that's only a facet of what I am. Being a type 1 diabetic has been a struggle. It's been amazing, and I've met so many wonderful people. But on top of that, you really have to worry about regulations and what you're going to put in your mouth. We've heard from a sponsor, we've heard from a mother, and for everyone who has a diabetic in their family or knows a diabetic, please raise your hand. I was expecting that. Awesome. Before I explain how important funding is, I would like to tell you my story. When I was 11 years old, I was diagnosed with mono. And from there, we went to the hospital and they made a medical error. They told me I had strep and they gave me amoxicillin. Within the next week, I came down with a mono rash and I had lost 13 pounds. I couldn't carry my 5th grader backpack up the stairs, and one night I passed out in bed next to my mother. The next day, we went to the hospital, and my primary care physician, who was a family friend, checked my blood sugar. I was over 500, and she smelled my breath and said, "I'm going to do a blood test." And she said, and walked out of the door. And my mom followed her and said, "What's going on?" And she said, "I'm admitting Caroline to the hospital. She has type 1 diabetes." And at that moment, we didn't necessarily know the severity of my disease, because no one in my family has ever had diabetes before. It was an environmental factor that caused my diagnosis. But in that moment, when I was sitting on the hospital bed and I said, "Mom, is this going to make me different?" She said, "Everybody has something, you just have to strive through it." And with my something, I've gone on to compete in the Miss America organization, where we have personal platforms. My personal platform is called Stop Diabetes. I was a Children's Congress delegate in 2013, and we had raised $164 million towards funding. That was a letter that we had gotten signed, and it was, that made such a difference. What we are doing here is making such a difference. This funding is going towards technology. It's going towards encapsulated cells, towards glucose control. Recently, I have gotten a Dexcom, which tests my blood sugar every 5 minutes. It sends it Bluetooth to my phone and then bounces it off to my parents' phones. It saved my life twice already. Diabetics have a condition called death in bed. It's what happens when a diabetic goes to bed and their blood sugars reach a low point in the middle of the night where they do not wake up. Twice I had hit 40 in the middle of the night with a double arrow going down, which means it's rapidly decreasing, and I wasn't waking up. My parents thought it was a high blood sugar warning at first, and when it kept on going off, they realized something was horribly wrong. They came racing to my room with juice and an apple, and if I didn't have this amazing technology, I wouldn't be here to speak about how important our steps in the advancement of diabetes technology would be. I've had the opportunity to lobby on Capitol Hill, to speak with younger children about this disease. When I was crowned Miss New Hampshire this past Saturday, first of all, I made $15,000 worth of scholarship money to go to college with me. But I've also earned the opportunity to use this title as a vehicle to talk about type 1 diabetes, not only across my state, but in Atlantic City this September on national television. I've had so many mothers reach out to me saying, "You wore your Dexcom when you won. You were not ashamed of your diabetes." I've had them say, "My daughter, my son, my niece, my nephew," they are empowered by the fact that I was showing my Dexcom. Diabetes is something that no one should be ashamed of, because it is their something. I am so honored to be here tonight. We are doing such a wonderful thing tonight. Please, during this Fund a Cure time, be generous. Realize that in this world, diabetes in my lifetime, in your lifetimes, could be cured. The quality of life for all of the diabetics would skyrocket. I have lived with diabetes for 8 years. I've experienced life before diabetes. I was actually let out of the hospital the day before Thanksgiving. And the amount of no's I heard that day. I want to eat cranberry sauce, no. Pie, no. For an 11-year-old, it's hard. And to imagine a world where that will no longer be a problem, where Aiden can eat as many popsicles as he wants, it would be a miracle. So thank you so much for coming tonight, and let's fund a cure.